Good evening, friends. Today I am going to speak about the Tempest play which was written by William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare. Uh, this is also one of the last plays of the Shakespeare. Last period he has written this reconciliation play and romantic comedy, tragic comedy plays. Whatever it may be, our life end with happiness and peace and harm. That is more important. Before going to discuss about this tempest, you know very well about that tempest. Tempest means the powerful wind and bring which is rain and thunder and lightnings and also the remove that trees and also it make the great and wreck in the damage in the ship and vessels of that ocean. Yes, and powerful wind and consumed by it is not that real tempest. This is that tempest which is and consumed by this protagonist of this play Prospero. Before going to discuss about that, I would like to say about our William Shakespeare. You know that William Shakespeare, he is that king of dramatist, and also he is known as that the England poet, England national poet, the bard of Avon, the king of dramatist, and he has written 37 plays and 154 sonnet, two long narratives, poems he has written. He born as that very poorest person, but he by his writing he become that very richest person, very richest and powerful. The persons par with equal with the Queen Elizabeth, just like a Kalanyar. Kalanyar is also Dr. Kalanyar is also studied only SSLC, but he failed, not completed. But by his writing he become that very richest person and also the most powerful person in India. But this man and this poet William Shakespeare become that and greatest and most powerful person by his writing plays and sonnet and poem regarding to this. Always he has written that everlasting eternal place, and his place should be and retell to that people to establish that the peace and harmony with all the human beings. He born in that year of 1564 and died in the year of 1660 and regarding for this. These are that important things and major things. This is enough for this other biographical note. Now I am going to introduce about this character of this play, the Tempest. Yeah, Tempest. Based upon this Tempest, many people have written and tales and short stories and many more things. Likewise, these things extracted from the Charles Lamb tales from Shakespeare. Charles Lamb tales from Shakespeare. In this play, the main protagonist, main hero of the play, Prospero, and he is an old man, and also the rightful Duke of Milan, and also this father of Miranda. Miranda is that only one woman character, and is mentioned in this play means that is Miranda. Like Miranda is that most beautiful girl, like Cleopatra, like Helen in this and world, and she was brought up in that island cave. Regarding for this, Prospero, an old man, rightful Duke of Milan, and Miranda's father, and he was also the greatest magician, and he several times used to visit Italy to learn that art of witchcraft, necromancy, and a black magic, because he loves very much to read rather than being as the Duke of Milan, as that ruler of this country is more important. Next, Miranda, a beautiful young lady, just like Cleopatra, Helen, or Aishwarya, and many more people, are and Naintara. Prospero's daughter, and lover of that Ferdinand, the king of the princess of that Naples, near one of these European countries, which is regarding in that place. Next thing is that Sycorax, 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 a witch, and also the Caliban mother, and also enemy of that Prospero, enemy of the Prospero. Prospero, she was and witches, and a old woman, and also she died. Before her death, she confined many good spirit in that body of the trees. Also, the confined in that full of island. Such a woman, her only son is the Caliban. Caliban is that next the king and the ruler of that the small island, because that island belongs to Sycorax, and that island is only filled with evil spirit, spirit. Only one man was living in it, that is Caliban. His mother died, and after that his son Caliban was living in that. After that, another two person enter into that island. One is Prospero, another one is Miranda. That time when he entered into the island, Miranda age is only 3 years old. 3 years old. And now why they had gone into that island, and why they lived for more than 12 years in that island caves. In the we will see regarding with this Sycorax and Ariel, chief gentle spirit. So many good spirits are there. She is that chief, like a chief minister and a prime minister. He is the head of that all the good spirit. And likewise, how that Lucifer is the head of the all evil spirit. But Ariel is that head of that all good spirit. Spirit means it is also look like bodiless another person. Caliban is an ugly monster. He is also human beings, but he is look like not ordinary human beings, but a extraordinary person. Extraordinary persons, monster. It look like some kind of strange creatures. Just like apes. Apes, his body and stinging with the fish. Fish smell, and no oil on his head, but his whole body is having full of hair like a Satyaraj. Yeah, Satyaraj, even his face is also covered like that. That is why he considered as a monster. The son of Sycorax. And he is that only legal owner of that island by his legacy of her mother, Caliban, legacy of her mother. Next, the king of Naples, Caliban, legacy received that island, but it was seized by that Prospero. How that Prospero brother Antonio seized that island from him, the same manner the Prospero is also seized that island from that Caliban. The same work is done by for the Antonio is brother of young brother of that Prospero, but he is a hunger for position, hunger for power. Due to his greediness and jealous, permanently he became the Duke of Milan. Whenever he had gone to Italy, he asked his brother to rule the island, rule that Milan as the Duke of that island. But he not ready to give up his position. It is look like whenever Dr. J. Jayalalitha was having some legal issues and go to and compelled to go to Christian or any other places, That time OPS asked to being as Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Yeah. And likewise, Prospero is whenever he goes to Italy to learn for his study, black magic studies, that time asked his brother to be as a Duke of that Milan. But first time, second time, he genuinely returned that position to his brother. In the third time, he decided to become as that permanent Duke of that island. That's why he tried to kill regarding to that. This is that motto for these issues only with the help of that Gansalo. Gansalo is one of the noble gentleman, the kind lord of that Prospero Hort. Prospero Hort. Also, he saved his life of that Prospero and Miranda, and he helped Prospero and Miranda go to that one of that Italian island. After help, the king of Naples is Alonso, and Alonso is the king of Naples. He is also enemy misunderstanding with that Prospero. He did not have any close cordial relationship with Prospero. Prospero is superior to Alonso, but that is why he got some kind of enmities with that Prospero. That is why his brother Antonio joined with Alonso, used his Alonso power, and Alonso also ready to make Antonio is a permanent duke. He did not like to give that chance Prospero as that duke of that island, because Prospero did not give that due respect to that and the king of Naples and Alonso. That is the reason in that critical juncture. And Gonzalo is one of this lord, one of this loyal counselor of this Prospero court, and saved the life of that Prospero and Miranda, and leave them in a boat, and in the midst of that ocean, in a boat without any oar, and with food and his favorite book, and 2-3 years young Miranda in his hand. They leave him in that midst of the ocean. But the power of that black magic book, and he reached into that island of that Caliban. Calibans regarding with this. Yes. Next is Cancelo. Sebastian is brother of Alonso. How that Antonius tried to kill his brother and brother daughter Miranda to become that permanent duke of that Milan. The same manner, this Sebastians also made some conspiracy plot to kill his brother in the absence of Ferdinand, and he killed his elder brother Alonso. He wanted to become that permanent the king of that Naples. Naples. He is also brother of Alonso. Is and also the alliance and also the friend of this Antonio, because birds of same feather flows together. Like Sebastian also bad person, Antonio is also bad person, so they join together. And Alonso is also bad person. According to that caliber nature, Prospero is also not the honest person. How this Milan was usurped by Antony forcefully, the same manner this island was usurped by Prospero with the help of this Ariel and that spirit and set free regarding for this. Then again one is Stefano. Stefano is that drunken butler, always Stefano, and Tringalo. Stefano, S-T-E-P-H-A, Stefano and Tringalo is that drunken butlers, and also jester. Jester means the comedian, and also the knowledgeable regarding the first wine. One of these, he is the captain of that ship. He wants that reasons and logical reasonings for everything regarding for this, because he find out that it is only for the illusion, it is only conjuring tricks, and that is why, and the Ariel made ghost wine to sleep in that boat till the end of this. He appear only in that first act as well as in that last act, and come to that places and over there. These are the main care. Antonio already regarding Miranda and Alonso, Prospero, Miranda, Sycoras is Caliban mother, and which old woman was controlled that island, and she is also died. Before death, she confined many good spirit in the body of that huge and pine trees that was released by the Prospero, and that compensation Prospero's made pact with Ariel. You have to do some good things to me. If I would like to return to Milan. If you help that work is over, I will set free you. And also, and he ready to hand over that island to Caliban. The only for like a British people, they had come as a businessman here, trade to develop the trade. Later, by the weakness of that non-cooperative unity, diversities of these people, and understand, they established their government. They ruled for more than 200 years. After that revolution of that many freedom fighters, they handed that land to us, our leaders, and they had gone. The same as, and he took over that charge of that island of that Italy's for that only 12 years. My work is what I don't like to stay in that island permanently. In the meanwhile, Prospero is used as a Caliban as his slave, because this monster, in the absence of that Prospero, and try to and molest or seduce that Miranda. In that it is perceived by the Prospero. That is why he asked the Ariel to torture him and torment him, give that hard task, and he made him as a Caliban as his slave to and Prospero. He used to do that hard labor in that island, but he is that son of that island. By his evil intention, Prospero and made him as a slave with the help of for this. These are the characters on this and places. Next, I would like to say what is happened in that. In the play begins to with Prospero was standing against that ocean, but he perceived by his magical power and magic and necromancy, all his enemies are returned from that Tunis, one of these South African countries, after Alonso daughter was given to that countries. Tunis is that one of the and country, forcing his enemies, he perceived by his magical power, and return of his all his enemies at war together coming in a ship. Through that they have to cross that island. That is why he wants to make torture them, torment them, to change their infirmities, to change their attitude and character. They want to beg. When they change their attitude, and they will accept, reiterate, go back to once again in his country. That is the reason his enemies are who are that king of Alonso, Gansalo is his friend only. Now he is first, before Gansalo is working for Prospero. In the absence of that Prospero, Gansalo is working for Antonio, and Alonso, Gansalo, Sebastian, and Tricalo, and Stefano, Boatswain, and Antonio, all and come in a ship. When that approached very close to the shores of that island, so he conjured by his magical power the conjuring and illusion Tempest with the help of this Ariel, the good spirit, the slave spirit. This is for the monster, and Caliban is a human slave. This is that Ariel, spirit slave, asked to he can travel all over that island within fraction of second and travel and watch and make all the things. So Ariel caused their tempest. So all that and people fell down into the ocean. This Ariel divided into this inmate of that ship into three groups. One is that Ferdinand alone is Ferdinand. The Ferdinand, who is that Ferdinand here? Ferdinand is son of Alonso and is one group. He is alone brought out from the and ship to the caves where the Prospero and Miranda was living for that last Miranda. Next group is that king of Alonso, Gonzalo's, Sebastian, Antonio. This all the people is in one group. This another group is Stefano Tringalo, also separated into another group. One man is made into the deep sleep in that ship, and according to him, and the ship was broken. The ship sank into the ocean, but sang into that ocean, but ship in that good condition, and not real tempest was happened. But one person is in the deep and sleep in that place. Whenever this Ferdinand enter into the seashore, when he comes out from the seashore, and when he looked at that Miranda, immediately he fell in love with her. When Miranda is also as a second man, she thought that she is the angel, she is God, or some of these divine beings coming. She also fell in love with it, and immediately, instantly, their eyes are interchanged, heart is interchanged, and they felt that very deep relationship. To test that, but in the meanwhile, Miranda test that he is also forced and Sebastian not give that any good manner to test his consistency and stableness of his life and character, and Prospero is asked to do lot of hard labor collecting like Caliban, and Ferdinand also the son of that king, the princess of that Naples, prince of that Naples, also asked to work as a slave to collect that logs to that fire and day work to test his heart and mind regarding with this. This man, it is for this reason, and Miranda is and sad. Why you are touching these human beings unnecessarily? She know very well about that the sheep and also divided into three groups of people suffering in the forest and everything. That is why before you know not that revealed all the story by the Prospero. Prospero told that 2 years back I was that Duke of Milan, and we must be living in the palace. But because of these people, we are living in the caves, along with the monster, along with many areas, without any facilities. We are suffered lot in this world. He explained everything, and I had given lot of chances to my brothers to be as a Duke of Milan, but I did not give more importance for administration of that Milan, ruling of that Milan. I loved very much to get my education. I used to go to Italy education. Whenever I go out far off countries, I asked my brothers to being as a duke. That ingratitude fellow tried to and killed me permanently, assassinate me, just like how Rajiv Gandhi is assassinated in Kanjipuram to stop that water management project by the Illuminatis with that some tools of and so parties. Parties in the same manner he planned to assassinate his brother as well as and Miranda. And that is why a unjust that dishonest person, he revealed everything. But Alonso is also joined with him, and I was forced to come over here with my good fellow and counselor, and that Lord Gonzalo is helped me to reach this island. That is really, you don't worry about that people. You should not get any concern over that people. Really, I did not torture them. Only I gave that charges to the Ariel to give this some hard task to change their attitude, to realize their default which is done against me as well as to you regarding for this. So Ariel asked, Ariel was asked to this group should not meet immediately, and also put that veil between that one group of this Cancelo, Sebastian, Antonio, and also the Ferdinand, Antonio, this group and Tringalo, one group in that veil. Another group is Stefano, Tringalo, directly they had come and meet that Caliban. Tringalo, Stefano had given some wine to him. Immediately he got some consciousness. And that was, he thought that, Caliban thought that Stefano is that God to him. That is why he also makes some plot to kill that or destroy that, seize the book of magic book of that Prospero, to seize that power of the Prospero. Then he wants to make Stefano is the king of that island, because Stefano had given some wine to drink to him and also treat him as the human beings. But it was everything. In the meanwhile, and Sebastian joined together, the brother of that Alonso joined together. Alonso was always weeping because his only son, he thought that he drowned into the ocean. He died regarding for this drowning and also mourning always. In the meanwhile, and Sebastian is also and joined with Antonio. How I made you as duke to that Milan after killing, or that is according to that Antonio, Prospero and Miranda is died, killed by this Gonzalo. But without his knowledge of this Antonio, safely the Gonzalo sent Prospero and Miranda to that island. How you killed your brother and to become that Duke of Milan, the same manner, help me to kill my brother Alonso, because his son also died, but I did not see him reach that grand. He was drowned with that post of the ship regarding for this. He asked, demand that help of Antonio. During the night time, they planned to slew that Alonso. Alonso head should be snatched out and killed to Sebastian to become that permanent king of that island. And in the meanwhile, it was perceived, it was disturbed by that, it was this plot, it was cancelled, unearthed, and cancelled, and also breakdowns by the Ariel. Ariels also told everything for this, and also they were fell, and in the meanwhile, immediately Ariel make a sound like a lion. Immediately, and Alonso is Gonzalo is, and is woke up, and after seeing that his brother, and so very closely stand with his brother Alonso with and sword, the open sword, removed sword from the sheath to slew him. But immediately after hearing that lion sound, his brother told, some of these wild beasts had come, and to kill that I took them to the and sword are like that. He escaped regarding in that place. In the meanwhile, the Calibans and also the Stefano Tringalois had come to that caves of Prospero and Miranda was living. They tried to take the black magic book, to seize the power of that. Only with that book, not book power only, Prospero is controlled that island, and also treat Caliban as his slave, and also with the help of that Ariel. So he wants to. It was perceived. It was also and unearthed by the Ariel spirit, broke down regarding with that. After that, all these separated enemies, Ferdinand directly come to the gates in front of this Antonio, and in front of this Prospero, and Miranda suffered lot by doing the day work, and he ready to do. And Ferdinand also promised to that Miranda, definitely I will marry you, marry you in the name of the earth, in the name of the sky, in the name of this everything. But Miranda is asked, and if you become that king, if you go to your country, if I come, please, if you like, marry me, or at least let me to live as a maid in your palace, or at least live in your one of these citizen of your country. I wanted to see your face like that, and definitely I will marry you. They believe. After that, however hard task is given, Ferdinand shows only that good nature, and very true love is expressed, very deep and very sensitive love with Anne Miranda. He ready to die for her, ready to lose anything for her. And in that case, Prospero is also gave a permission to that Ferdinand to love his daughter, and Miranda is also permitted to marry that Ferdinand. After a while, and these other groups like Gonzalo's, Sebastian, and Stebanos, all people tortured by the Ariel without food. Banquet was arranged. In that banquet, and in the hungry mode, the illusion is appear. The banquet means delicious food. Table was arranged in that place. When they come and sit to eat, everything is disappear. Because all these things happen. My son died. I am suffering in this island without seeing any help, and Alonso is realized his all mistake. All this great suffering is only for that unjust done to that Prospero and his daughter. He realized that he ready to reconciled with any other person. The finally he asked. They also ready to and forgive, and also ready to help anything for that. After that, the Arians brought all this group together, and they can realize Alonso cannot recognize Prospero, because his eyes were veiled with the sad face, because he lost his son as well. So he did not eat, and he used to live as tribes in that forest after that shipwreck regarding with that. Yeah, there are no happiness, and over there in these places, and Gonzalo is immediately recognize my master Prospero is there, and regarding in that they interchange everything. My son, I did a lot of unjust to you. That is the reason my son died. I am suffering in this island. I am ready to do anything for that. I ready to immediately his brother Antony also become that good person. Ready to give his dukedom, Milan of once again ready to give his dukeship to his brother and Caliban and Trigalist, all the people come and join together, become the very very good nice person. And he is also shed tears, but my daughter is also died in that tempest. He said regarding for this, and believed and worry about regarding in that place. Immediately Prospero is don't worry, your son did not die. He is living. He is living. Immediately he asked that Ariel to and unveil that unveil. After that, seeing Miranda and Ferdinand used to play chess in that island. Alonso is also ready to accept Miranda as his daughter-in-law. Ready to Ferdinand later become the king of that island. Miranda become the princess of that queen of that. Miranda become the queen of that queen of Naples, and Prosperous again become that Milan Duke, and his brother ready to not ready to go to his that Milan, he ready to live as said in that forest itself, along with Caliban and Trigalus and many more people. Finally, and he asked that Ariel to bring the ship shapely in that place and journey towards their country. They live very happy life. Whatever happened in our life, anybody did harm to us, at the end of the life we have to forgive, because forgive is divine, punish is that sin. If we will punish anybody means we will lose our soul, we lost our happiness. So forgiveness is that important things to all the people to lead that peaceful life in this world. This is that story which was written by William Shakespeare. It has been prescribed to that 10th standard student of this Tamil Nadu government, as well as it is prescribed to the UG level as well as PG level. This play is prescribed. So we have to lead life like a Prospero. We should not adamant to and punish anybody just like a Shylock cut a pound of flesh from that chest of Antonio. And Antonio is a very very good person in the Merchant of Venice. But Antonio is that a very very bad person in this Tempest, because one person have the two part of the life. If first part is one person is good means second part is bad. One person is first part is badness, second part is good. It is happens for this. And permanently cannot live one person throughout his like the same manner. Right? Is possible. The same person is possible to being as a good person, anything for this. But anyhow, whatever happens, we have to face the life. We should not worry about anything in that place. After 12 years, 12 plus 3 years, yeah, and 15 years, they regain that such a prosperous and powerful, the happy life once again. Whatever come across in our life, we should bear all the things. If you want to go to that peaceful life, heaven means we have to cross our birth. The river of that birth is more important. River of the birth is important. Value is also just like this. But we should not live like and all the people also become that very very good person. The initial stage is very very bad. After that, the island was handed over to that Caliban. Caliban became that the king of that, ruler of that island. Along with that, all the spirit and many more things, Caliban and Tringalus Stepanovus to live in that place. All these great royal peoples like Prospero had come to Milan to become Duke once again, and Miranda become the husband of that Ferdinand, and also he became the queen of Naples. The prince became that king, and also they all people live that very peaceful happy life in this world. Thank you for watching this video. I hope definitely you will share and subscribe my videos with your friend. Thank you so much. Bye.